Touhou Project has existed for a very long time, and it's a given as there is a lot of material for it. From Flames with Scarlet to Mamizo for Tatsuya to whoever she is, you name it, there is a Touhou fan out there for her. However, there is a character that even the most experienced and oldest fans forget exists, despite coming from the same game as the series' most famous cast. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Rin Satsuki.
She's a little shy, so be friendly with her.
Hailing from the Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, she should have been up there in fame with Patchouli and Meiling. Instead, she's as forgotten as a 2-year-old food that you left in the cupboard. It's just sad. When you hear about Rin for the first time, you always have that realization. What happened to her? Back in 2001, Zun was in the development of the Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. At some point, he was trying to decide what the playable characters would be. He chose the obvious Reimu and Marisa, but he decided to do something different, plan a third playable character. However, sometime shortly after, the third playable character would be scrapped. Later on, the rest of the development happens and the Embodiment of Scarlet Devil releases in 2002 to high praise. After the release, this character was left in the dust to be forgotten. Details have been lost to time, but I assume in the mid-2000s, a group of computer geeks decided to look inside the code of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, and what they found was rather shocking. This single line of code. This line of hexadecimal code is the only reason we know that this character exists. The code translates to these kanjis. It is unknown how it is officially pronounced, but over time, it has been generally accepted to pronounce the character's name as Rin Satsuki. The only other piece of official information that we know about Rin is that she may have had 2 Sha types, Wind and Flower. That's it. Yep, I just talked about all the official media that we know about Rin. It doesn't help that Zun has never really talked about Rin in his interviews. The only time she was mentioned was during Anime Atlanta in 2013, where he got asked a question about why Rin was cut, and Zun gave this answer. Due to time constraints, I had to cut her out. He did express desire that he wanted her in the game though, so it makes me wonder, what would have happened if Zun had more development time? I'm not really sure. Maybe we could have seen Mima in the Embodiment of Scarlet Devil? I don't know. Zun is known for not really reusing his older characters, so as sad as it is, it's unlikely we will ever see Rin again. Well, that was a little sad. In a more perfect world, we would see older characters like Mima, Wriggle, and even Meiling be used more often. However, the beauty of Touhou is its community, and thus, fanworks. Rin is one of the few characters that never got an official design. If you search her up online, you can see a design of a red and white dress, yellow hair, and an instrument called an erhu. The original source image of the design was released at Comic-Con where Zun sold Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, so it wouldn't be out of the question to assume that it was Rin. Sadly, it was revealed later on that this was not Rin's design, but rather the design for the quote-unquote Shanghai Alice poster girl. But let's be real, nobody accepts this fact. For starters, why wasn't it revealed sooner? Secondly, why has she never been seen again? Nobody's buying an excuse from the Twitter user, and it's because the poster girl design is just too perfect to not be Rin. Her species is speculated to be a Kirin, a mythological being known for their healing properties. To support that fact, Marisa also says at the end of the extra stage in Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, "Maybe I should have said nurse," which has been speculated to be Rin. However, at the end of the day, it's all just speculation. There have been other theorized designs for Rin, like these sprites from stage 1. What? These apparently are designs that some theorize to be Rin, but it's more accepted that these are beta designs of Rumia due to their similarities. It's really interesting seeing the fan interpretations of an unknown character. It lets out their creativities to an image of what the ideal Rin Satsuki could be. But there will always be one thing that will stay up the fan interpretation: her story. We know that Reimu came from a long lineage of shrine maidens and Marisa was Mima's apprentice. But Rin is just there. Thankfully, the fans have taken up the duty to fulfill that role. In a cruel twist of fate, she has the personality of being a forgotten yokai, like in this art. Rin is nothing on the inside, which is kinda heartbreaking. However, there are other personalities that fans use to fit Rin, like jealousy, being mentally ill, or being a friend to Reimu and Marisa, hey. However, she can have a dark side. On a dark and rainy night, a fan was downloading a Rin Satsuki patch of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. After installing the patch, the game EXE changed to Touhou 6 Lost Song of the Wind Blossom EXE, totally not giving off any red flags. The fan decided to open the EXE and went to play Lunatic since that was the only option available. The only character that you could select was Rin Satsuki herself. The fan played through the game, but something was odd. The forward stage was eerily reddish, the music was distorted and there were no sound effects. When the fan reached the mid-boss stage, nothing appeared. Rin started talking and he saw bloodshot eyes and eerie dialogue.
Let's see what or who else suffered because you forgot about me.
The fan then saw Rumia in the lake of blood, and then suddenly, a bomb was used to kill her once and for all. But he did not press the bomb button. The same thing happened for the following stages. Blood, blood, and blood everywhere. The fan tried to stop the massacre, but Rin would not allow. After seeing Remilia get punctured in the chest, the fan finally Ctrl-Alt deleted the game. After closing the program, the fan noticed a strange photo. You're next. To this day, the fan is still traumatized by this event, still being haunted by the laughs of Rin. I unironically enjoy that fanfiction, but it's an example of how fan interpretations of a character can be cool. Maybe a little horrifying, but still, my point stands. And hey, if creepypastas are not your cup of tea, there are a few more fanfictions that depict it in a more better light. She can shapeshift? Rin Satsuki has appeared in a few fan games though, like that one Touhou Pokemon clone in the Danmakufu game that features her as a playable character, thus restoring balance to the universe. Say. But you know what? If it wasn't for her status as a cut character, I wouldn't care for her. Her story behind the way that she got cut and the mystery that surrounds her just intrigues me and so many others. Hopefully this video helps someone learn more about Rin Satsuki, and hopefully she will get more love in the distant future. Hey, as long as there's Reddit fan art of Rin Satsuki, I'm sure we will do just fine in the future. But to my brothers and sisters that are still watching, I will never forget you like how Zun forgot Rin.